everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today is Sunday, August 8, 2021. I've been wanting to make this video for you guys because it's so ironic. It's so ironic, and before I continue, let me say thank you so much for coming back to my channel and subscribing. Please share this video. As you guys know, once this channel goes to 1,000 subscribers, I definitely will make it more official, creating its official Facebook page or Instagram page, whatever it is. I will make it more official, because I don't know if you guys realize I don't advertise any of my videos on on Facebook or any other like major social media, but I just want to get to the 1,000 subscribers to make it more official. So I just ask you to please subscribe. On today's video, I'm going to talk about something that I was thinking about last night. As you guys know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, last year when the whole pandemic hit, me and my family, we struggled because my mom, who's she has Alzheimer's and dementia, we were faced to deal with this pandemic without having to be with her one-on-one because she was living in a nursing home. Okay, so we know exactly for about 2 years she was there, about almost 2 years she was there, in and out of hospital, emergency behavioral things and things like that. And I'm sure anybody who has a parent who's dealing with that can identify with what I'm saying right now. It's one of the most horrible things anybody suffering from it can deal with, not being able to having somebody to kind of decide for you, now understanding what's happening. And then not only does it affects the patient, it affects the family even more. Suddenly she's no longer able to do things for her own, even though she's physically healthy. We couldn't leave her anywhere, so we dealt with the whole thing, taking her to the hospital, and then they were like, we can't release her to you, she needs to be sent away to a behavioral place until they get cleared to be released. It was just insane. In 2018 through, I believe, to 2020, we had dealt with that, and it's been horrible. But the grace of God was throughout it, the entire time. And I tell you, it was the difficult times, even so much so that we had to make the decision to understand that this was just way bigger than what we could handle, and we had no choice than to put her in a nursing home, because it was just me and my sister. We both work. We couldn't take care of her 24/7, which is the care that she needs. And being that, in 2019, she was the entire year in a nursing home. And we know, like, I experienced what it is to deal with nursing homes because of my mom, especially here in America, obviously. But I'm not saying that we placed her there and that was it. Me and my sister will alternate every night to going over there and bring her dinner and have dinner with her and making sure things were being done for her. So that was kind of like our checking in every evening. So after work, it was either my turn or my sister's turn to bring her dinner and be there with her. And this is not just like 3 days a week, it was the entire week, 7 days a week. So we would alternate like that. So going to like those type of units and skilled nursing home settings, you get to see a lot of stuff, and you get to see the need that the family members need and the patient needs is even greater. And also you get to communicate a lot with the workers. And the reason I'm giving you this backstory, the reason behind it is that yesterday I learned that our governor here in Connecticut is demanding that every nursing home staff gets the first and second dosage. And here's the irony about all of that. Going to see my mom, especially on the weekends, and by the way, she was staying at one of the biggest skilled nursing facilities in the U.S. I'm sure if you guys can Google that, you know who I'm talking about. But I have to say, she's no longer there. She's actually living with my sister. So God put that desire in my sister's heart to take her out of there, especially because we had no access to her during the whole pandemic when it was really crazy last year. and we will go visit when they finally let us be able to see her outdoors, but we couldn't even touch her, which was insane. And because of what we saw before the whole pandemic hit, the shortness of staff, it's being people be fed their meals in less than 5 minutes because they had so many patients that they needed to feed, so they had no time to feed somebody the proper way. Being people like seeing people in the kitchen looking for food because you know I remember being in a hallway one time, and one of the members came out and said, "Where is my dinner? She just took it away." Like, they would not even let these people finish their food because they have so much to do. I'm talking about the workers. They were overwhelmed with work. That this is one of the reasons me and my sister made the effort to go every night to bring my mom dinner. But we saw how so many other members were suffering for the lack of workers. We one time we would go in and they only had one person doing like the entire unit, which is insane when you have to you know help somebody who's bedbound. It's a lot of physical work for one person, and it's not enough care. So when we see the shortness of that, especially in the weekends, we will drive up like for dinner time, and we see like in the staff parking lot, which is very divided for staff, you see like 3 cars. You're like, who is working in this nursing home today? It was insane, guys. And they like this governor, like, here's my issue. The past 3 days I've seen a lot of people in leadership making very dumb decisions, and I do apologize about that by sounding very insincere, or like, I don't know what you want to call it. But when you see the governor of New York saying he's mandating that every restaurant, gym, and whatever requires first and second dosage, talk about giving some type of direction without even researching if it's even like who's gonna affect it, who's gonna be affected by it. What a ignorant type of decision that is. Like, what are you gonna deal with the malls? Like, what are they gonna do now? These businesses that you kept closed last year, now you're demanding them to only serve people who have the first and second dosage. And then I turn around, and like just last night, I mean Friday night, the governor of my state, Connecticut, is making this very inconsiderate decision to demand nursing homes workers here in the state to have the first and second dosage. It's a mandate because they care so much about the residents. Are you serious? If you care so much, do you understand that right now there are businesses that are closing because they cannot find workers? They cannot find workers. Imagine working at a nursing home, let's say as a CNA, which is probably one of the hardest jobs you can get out there. I used to be so thankful for the people who were working where my mom used to be, because you see their passion, their willingness to do good, but they were just overwhelmed with a lot of work for one person. And they were responsible if a member fell, or if they had to, like, I have witnessed people waiting just to use the bathroom because they couldn't get help. And it was just insane. And this governor is making such a inconsiderate decision that he's demanding all the nursing homes workers to get the first and second dosage. And the thing is, like, if you're telling me that right now nursing homes are just completely overstaffed, that they have a lot of workers, man, and they have so many workers that the best thing to kind of ease up on that many people that want to work in a nursing home is by demanding the first and second dosage, because they care so much about the staff. Even though, I mean, they care so much about the residents, even though I must remind you guys that last year, when they shut down the entire country and the nursing homes were in lockdown, because I remember going to see my mom January, February, and the March came around, first, second week of March, I would go there, whatever night was my turn to go. And what, and I think that weekend, it was that week, and I was there Sunday night, and I called my sister and I said, hey, I'm here with mom, but they're putting signs everywhere saying that visitation is limited to 5 p.m. And which was very hard for me because I'm like, how am I going to go after work? I'm going to, I finish work at 5. How am I going to be here before they close the doors? So I was just giving her a heads up. I said, before, they're putting up flyers saying that they're going to, because of the whole virus that's, I just messed up and said, because of the whole pandemic that's going around, they're going to limit visitations. And then the next day was her turn to go. And then she's telling me, I was just asked to leave. And then after that, the whole thing happened. And I just don't understand how, when they shut down the whole country and all these nursing homes were in lockdown, the amount of people and senior citizens that passed, okay? And then they wanted to blame it was the visitors. They were letting staff go in that had other jobs because a lot of people work there part-time, so they will go to one nursing home and then they go to the other one. So the cross contamination was there. So this is why the members who had no way of getting out, they were not in and out. The whole building was shut down for visitors. So who was bringing in the issues? It was the staff, right? Who was bringing in the whole pandemic? It was the staff. So this is such an ignorant mandate. I'm so sorry for the government of this state. For you to say you're mandating that, had you gone to a nursing home on a Sunday afternoon like today and see how many workers they have? Had you walked down the hallways unannounced? Please go unannounced and go with your team and see how it is, how it's done. How well these people are being taken care of, how much they're being fed. Check out their weight loss, because my mom lost a lot of weight. In the fall of last year, we were getting so scared because we were like, what is going on? Why is she losing so much weight? We were not allowed to go in to bring her anything. We weren't allowed to bring anything. I mean, we would bring food, but there was no guarantee she was actually being given that because we were not there to see any of that. As much as you want to trust these people, you really don't know. So there's a lot of very inconsiderate decision for the sake of helping other people, because that's how they're going to put it for you until you really take their decision and you put it on the table and you're like, wait a second, let's analyze this whole thing. How is it that in New York City they're not going to let anybody in the restaurants unless they have the first and second dosage? The ratio of people who are not going to, the restaurants that are not going to have orders because of that? But these are the people in leadership creating these mandates. You know how many residents, nursing homes residents are going to suffer because this government is saying you have to mandate? And not only that, I got to tell you one of the craziest part about this. So, let me just read to you this article. Connecticut on Friday became the latest state to mandate that workers in the nursing home must get the first and second dosage. Governor Lamont directed an executive order that requires all employees of long-term care facilities to receive at least the first dosage by September 7. Okay? They signed this, and I guess that's also happened in California, things like that. But here's the issue. Here's the biggest issue, guys. They're gonna charge, because it's insane. I don't understand how people can look at this and still think this is like I'm just thinking about other things. It is so obvious in our faces, guys. How are you going to say I care so much about you that if you don't mandate your short stuff that you already have, the little stuff that you have to take care of 200 residents to get their first and second dosage, this governor is also going to charge $25,000 fee per day to each nursing homes. I think that's what it is. I was looking for the right amount. Let me just say, before I give you the wrong amount, let me just see. He's gonna find the nursing homes if they don't get, if they don't get their staff to get the first and second dosage. Yeah. $20,000 fine per day if the staff doesn't get the first and second dosage because they care so much about your health. How about you research how many people are actually working there? How about you want to research if people are getting the treatment they're supposed to be treated, if the residents are not being fed like their meal in 3 minutes because there's not enough staff. How about we research that, because we really care about people, right? How ignorant, all these ignorant decisions are driving me insane. How are they gonna make us believe that they care so much for our health, that they're gonna make you lose your job because you don't get the first and second dosage? And people are out there being completely blind and saying, oh, these people, we have to take care of each other. They don't care about nobody. How somebody gonna work at a hospital for 10 years and work during the entire last year during one of the worst pandemic ever hit the world, and now they're gonna lose their job because they don't want to get the first and second dosage because they have the choice to choose or not? And you want us to believe it's because they care so much about our health? Every decision that's being thrown out there, you have to put into perspective and say, wait a second, did you really care about us? Do you really care for us? I mean, nursing homes were the biggest hit, the biggest. You know how many elderly people died in nursing homes last year? You know how many members die? And they're always short staff. And now he's demanding them to have the first and second dosage. If not, that nursing home, who is already suffering, is gonna pay $20,000 fine a day. And they want us to believe that they care about our family members that are residing there, that they care so much. When you drive on a Sunday afternoon to a nursing home, there's barely any staff? Really? Wow. This is crazy, guys. I just don't, who's making these decisions, man? It is crazy. You have to pay attention to what's happening. I couldn't believe that he will do that. I am very disappointed. These are decisions that are being made to control society. It's not for our health. It's not because they care. If they really care, how about they go in nursing home and check if everybody's being treated like they're supposed to be treated, if the members are getting the care they deserve. There are businesses, like I said, closing down because they can't find workers. And now nursing homes are going to be losing even more people. And they don't care about that because they want to be able to show that you got your first and second dosage before you show that somebody's getting their meal on time, that they don't have to call out for somebody to use the bathroom, that they have to go on weeks without having a shower, they have to be bedbound because there's nobody to put them in a wheelchair. This is insane. I don't even know what to say. It's insane. Sometimes you want to just scream out their faces. And you know what the crazy thing about this whole thing? Life has a interesting way of showing people stuff, because there's something called the cycle of life. Because just because you're not going through something at the moment doesn't mean you won't go through it. It's a lot of ignorant decisions that are being made, inconsiderate, ignorant decisions by people of leadership. That is just making me crazy right now. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry about the tone of this video, but let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. God bless. much for watching my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I hope to see you in the next video.